Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to White Chocolate Podcast number 15.
Wow.
Or should I do it?
15,
I don't know. Our last one, of course, divided up between 13 and 14. So we kind of cheated you, gave you 2 podcasts with 1 recording session. But today, all new material.
All nudes.
I'm Dirk.
I'm Will.
And that's pretty much it.
That's all.
That's all for the intro. We're broadcasting live from the Except on Tape in the BLG Studios I. So we're back down here. I think this is my favorite studio.
I like this one.
I like the ambience.
The ambiance.
I like you.
You as well.
And I like the temperature. It's nice and cool.
It is nice and chilly down here, which is nice.
So
my armpits tend to sweat sometimes when I'm nervous. I'm not nervous. I don't know why. I'm oversharing, I think.
Wait, let me adjust my glasses for a second.
Fix that for the
I said before we started today, I still get a little nervous just at the intro. But then once we're rolling, I don't.
Why do you get nervous?
Maybe because I don't know.
I guess I could see like in front of a live audience.
Yeah, I mean, we could always just ditch everything we've already recorded, just start again.
That's right.
Nobody would know.
Not a single human.
As a matter of fact, we might have done that 10 times so far today, and they would never know.
We only did it once, but
yeah, well, it's a good point. We're going to start off today with Blackmail.
Okay.
We haven't done Blackmail in a couple segments anywhere, a couple episodes, and then we've got an Ebony and Ivory segment today.
Yep.
We've got a Flick Pick segment today for those people that love the movie game. We're going to try to guess our Rotten Tomatoes scores. And then segment 4, we're going to do a class list. And this is an idea that I think you saw on the Dig Dog.
Diggy Doggy.
And it's basically where we come up with a list of something, and the other person has 3 strikes, and they're out, but they try to guess the 10 items on the list.
Correct.
And of course, there's a theme to each list. We'll talk about that later.
Yep.
And then I have a little short joke of the week, which is on par with all the other jokes I tell Will.
Poor.
Right. But that's okay, because what a nice short way to end. It's not news miscues.
It's not.
It's a quick down and dirty boom, and you're out of here. And that's what the audience is ready for at the end of our podcast.
Okay.
Matter of fact, in all of our fan mail that we get, there's a lot of people that like the joke at the end. I mean, I get tons of emails, saying, keep the joke. We love the change.
None of them.
None of them. All right, Blackmail segment, starting off at the beginning. I'm going to show you some faces right here.
Okay.
In the, I'll overlay them in the video. Susan Austin, Dalesville Susan, had a couple comments in Blackmail this week because there's been a few podcasts. And she is a prolific commenter, which I appreciate.
100%.
I love the people that comment every week. It lets us know what they like, what they don't like. She did indeed. She said, well, you basically dared her to do it. She basically pulled the screenshots of my face when we were talking about the bright lights in your mirror.
You forced her hand.
While we're talking here, I'll just overlay them up above so if people can enjoy my screenshotted bright lights in your eye face. So there we go. Thank you, Susan, for that.
Absolutely.
Jade Razor, the one who has been following us from Billy Fam, said that we were talking about our accidents and dents, he said generally, and I think he's smart for saying this, that he generally just avoids cars with dents, scratches, or dings.
That makes sense.
I think that's great advice.
That makes sense. Yep.
Today on my way here, I stopped to get a little bevy, a little hot bevy from the Mermaid factory.
Yeah.
And as I pulled out of the drive-through there's sort of a blind, not blind, but there's sort of the people that are bypassing the entire store here in Dalesville. Yeah. And I noticed this lady kind of pulled up next to me. She was moving quickly through the parking lot. I'm inching out, and I see her, so I stopped. But she, I think, thought I was going to pull out in front of her. Right. So I stopped, and then I kind of motioned, like, "Go ahead." I'm, sorry, I wasn't in her lane yet, but I think she was nervous. And then I realized as she drove by, the whole front of her car bashed in, the whole side of her car, the rear fender of the car,
was nervous,
and the trunk. She had damage on the 270 degrees of her vehicle. I saw. There was damage all around.
How does that happen?
I'm guessing several impacts. I don't think that couldn't have all been done in one unless she was spun around. But anyway, she was quite nervous. And then I realized probably better that, with my recent history, that I avoid any cars with dents.
Makes sense.
So thank you, Jade Razor. Also from Dalesville Susan, I should probably group these by people, but I don't always. I kind of add them as I get them. Dalesville Susan says she's never seen The Notebook, and she's always heard people talk about how good that movie is from last time we did Flick Picks. I've never seen it, but she said, is it such a crime? Because people talk to her like she's, a pariah for having, you've never seen.
I don't think that's a crime to not see The Notebook. I feel like that's not a
I've
a
never
cinematic adventure.
Right. It's not
But
like
I mean, it's a good movie.
okay, you've never seen a Star Wars or
Right.
something that's a blockbuster
Right.
movie, but Grandma Betty said we were deep thinkers 2 episodes ago. We were talking about space, but then she added we were not boring.
Oh,
so I was glad
good.
because sometimes you go, oh, you guys were deep thinkers.
Right.
It kind of means we drifted off,
boring,
right? But she said not boring, just
That's
deep
nice.
thinkers.
Thank you, Grandma.
But I think we both enjoy. I know I do, and I'm pretty sure you do, enjoy discussing and talking about serious topics.
If we weren't doing the podcast, we would have probably talked for an hour and a half about that.
With no particular regret.
No.
And also, we tend to limit ourselves on deep, serious conversations on the podcast because we feel like it's not going to play well. Right. It's not going to be funny.
Right.
And maybe, I don't know what people want from our podcast.
Right.
If they just want to be laughing, then those probably don't fit
for them. Yeah.
But if they, if people ever have something that they want us to talk about and they don't mind a 10 or 12 minute segment of no ha-has,
right.
We could absolutely do that because we both like talking about serious topics. We get into very, very good conversation. And that's part of what I value about our friendship without being sappy. Or maybe I am being sappy.
I'd rather be sappy.
Lots of feedback about hot dogs. But your list of barbecue foods still won.
Okay.
Everybody I talked to,
the best for me.
I'm going to take Will's list. I'm not everybody, but the majority.
Okay.
Although Press got a lot of attention for hot dogs. More people than I thought picked hot dogs over chicken and burgers.
Surprising to me.
So my sister was one.
I think you had the best meats.
I feel like I had strong meats.
I mean, the entire list, all of our lists were good.
Correct.
I thought you had between burgers and ribs.
Yeah, I mean,
I was upset at myself for not getting ribs.
One of those. Yeah,
for not getting. I knew burgers were going to go after I took chicken.
Right,
but ribs was strong, a strong second,
and a little out of the ordinary. Like you have hot dogs frequently. It's not a big purchase thing, but ribs
come once in a blue.
Burgers, I guess, are
once
common
in a blue.
too. But yeah, you don't have ribs all the time. So
love it.
Anyway,
that was good. It was a good. It was a good bout, like we always say.
Yes, it was nice. People love the snake oil game. Still got a lot of comments about snake oil.
I heard it,
many people wanted the purity porcupine and the blessing muffin. So I put in all caps in my notes. Will wins again. Lots of people wanted the purity porcupine.
The blessing muffin.
The blessing muffin. And this fact, Dalesville Susan said on the blessing muffin she'd like to pre-order a baker's dozen of blessing muffins for the 23-24 pre-service week in August. Do you have gluten-free blueberry or fat-free mini chocolate chip?
We'll get those in the works for you.
Yeah.
We'll get those in the works for you.
But here's the thing. If you're going to be blessed by a muffin, I think you just have to take the calories.
Oh, yeah. You're not.
I mean, you want to. I think Susan's being a little, one and all here.
Yeah.
If you're getting a blessing, you might just have to live with the calories.
Agreed.
I mean, it's worth it. Come on.
Agreed.
So, but yeah, pre-service week, boy, when we go in for those teacher meetings.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
We just started summer break.
And now.
Uh-oh.
And now, Will.
Oh, gosh.
And now.
Uh-oh.
I hate to beg, but I'm gonna look the people in their, what do we say? Ocular, their retinal, whatever, their eye sockets.
There it is.
And I'm gonna beg.
Uh-oh.
I would get on my knees, but I'd be out of camera.
Okay.
We're at 76 subscribers on YouTube.
Oh, cool.
That's strong.
That's pretty cool.
I would love to get to 100. So we need 24 people to tell a friend.
Okay.
That's it. 24. Not going to beg.
Fair enough.
I'm just going to state, I'd love to hit 100.
Okay.
I'm proud. I'm proud of what we're doing here. I want more people to see us.
And I just enjoy doing it.
I do too. I love it. It's not a status thing. I'm not hung up on the numbers, but I really think what we do, this sounds so conceited, I really think what we do is kind of cool. I don't know if it's unique. There's a lot of people doing it.
I think a lot of people do podcasts.
But I'm proud of us. So
fair enough.
Anyway, so yeah, if people
100
can
would
help
be very
us.
cool. 100 would be very cool.
But we're getting consistent watches every week, and I like that. In fact,
Appreciate
I looked up some
Thank
of the.
you.
Yes, thank you. I looked up some of the analytics, which I thought was kind of cool. YouTube will let you look at where your listens come from and all that.
Okay, I didn't realize.
So far, and when I pulled this data, it was about a week ago, have listened a total of 269.6 watch hours.
Wow.
That's a lot of time to spend on you and me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really. And other than episode 1, that which has the most views, episodes 7, 9, and 11 are the most popular so far. 9 was Freezer Pistol.
Okay.
So I think people go back and rewatch, and so
Maybe
we get
snake
extra
oil.
clicks.
Yeah.
11 might have been the other one. Was that the other one with Preston?
I think that was the first one. The first one
with Preston.
we do with
Double
Preston.
chocolate.
Double chocolate.
Yeah. And I forget what 7 was.
That was a funny one just because of there were many funny parts, but the
dynamic of a third person.
That and the dad jokes at the end. I think people really like the try not to
make
laugh.
us laugh.
Segment.
Yeah. So anyway, and we have listeners. People have listened in Seattle, New York, Chicago, LA, and Houston, in addition to Washington, D.C. So I don't know who those people are. I know I have family in California, so maybe that's the LA, but I honestly don't know. I have a friend in New York, so maybe that's it. But I don't know Seattle, Chicago, or Houston. So
very cool.
Maybe Houston might be Obscene Chris, the one lady that is a friend of my sister's. I'm not sure. She might register as Houston. But anyway, that's our Blackmail segment. So that's pretty much it.
Okay.
I was trying to think of another creative
that's
thing
all we
to
got.
say to end it up, but no, let's tie it up in a bow.
Understood.
Segment 2.
No.
Ebony and Ivory.
Okay, here we
go. By
go.
the way, you just said no, and that made me think. One of the funniest things for me in our last episode, and I hate to always talk about how great we are, but when we were playing Snake Oil, and I would go, when Preston was presenting, and I would go, question, and Preston would immediately say, no. That was one of the funniest things.
No.
Like
he just was not trying to get into it with
you.
He
did not want to give me a chance to sabotage at all. So that cracked my family up. Logan and I watched it last night, my son. And he was like, why did Preston just say no? I was like, because he doesn't want to give me a chance.
Doesn't want to deal with it.
No. So that made me laugh. So Ebony and Ivory is our segment 2 today.
I'm going to be Ivory today.
Okay, sounds fine. Allow me a second to... No, I'm not going
to.
These are... I found an interesting website. We talk about food a lot. And this is...
Love food.
This is a food segment in our class list. Ebony and Ivory. But it's a food that has to do with Southern soul food. And so I thought...
That's solid.
Let's attack this from an Ebony and Ivory point of view. It said, the title of the article I found was 28 soul food recipes that Southerners swear by and Northerners need to try.
Okay.
Okay, this is on the McCormick Spice website, the people that make the good spices.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I thought it would be fun to kind of talk about maybe 10 of these.
Okay.
And whether you've had them, whether I've had them, what our opinions are of them, and then maybe single out 1 or 2 that are our favorites of the 10 we talk about.
Okay, fair enough.
And so let me go to that website. And I'll overlay pictures. There are pictures on each of these in the article. So in post, I'll put up
pictures. Pictures can help.
They really do help.
If I see it, it might make me want it more.
You're right.
If I'm not looking at it.
You're right. I kind of wish, I could share it with you to pull up on your phone to look if you cared to.
No.
So the first one, and I don't know that these are in any particular order, are...
order? What do you mean order? Like from best to worst or anything?
Okay. Yeah, I think they're just random.
Got you.
So the first one is, and I'll read a brief description for people like me that may not know some of these recipes. Number 1 is Southern collard greens.
Ooh, okay. Love the greens. Love the greens.
And it says they call them the staple green vegetable of the South. People say if you're shopping for them, for the greens, check the leaves before you buy them to make sure they're easy to pull away from the stem and not too tough. You can make greens without meat, but the smoky, salty ham hock is more than traditional. It's also the key to the flavorful broth, a.k.a. pot liquor that the greens braise in. So Southern collard greens.
Yeah. Are you a yes for collard greens? Or
I feel like I've had them, but I don't know if I've had good ones.
Okay.
I feel like I've tried them. Maybe at a restaurant or something, but who knows? Like it could have been like a Cracker Barrel where you don't know whether that's traditional or not. I'm a vegetable person now more than I was when I was younger.
Yep.
Reminds me of sort of the green beans or string beans with the ham hock idea so you get that sort of flavor.
Probably the same idea.
But I don't know that I can comment intelligently because...
Well, neither of us are intelligent, but it's just a solid side for your meat or for any of your others. Like it what's the word I'm looking for?
Completes?
Yeah.
Complements?
Yeah, complements the rest of the sides really well. I don't like when they're super crunchy.
Well, I wondered about texture because in the picture they look very limp. They
look
very
like I'd rather
mushy,
them.
And we're not a mush kind of guy.
I don't know if I would describe them as mushy.
Okay.
Fair enough. I definitely don't want them to be. Sometimes
like
I've
broccoli.
Had them. Yes. Yeah.
Crunchy like broccoli.
Not that crunchy, but yeah, I'd like them to be softer.
Okay. Do you know what And it doesn't say in the article. Do you know what greens go into collard greens? Like, is
I've
it
never made
specific
them.
types
I
of
just
plants
eat
or-
them. I don't know
Gotcha.
which it
I'm
is.
sure
but
somebody in our audience can comment.
probably,
let us
but
know.
they are so good.
Well, that's one. Let's move on to number 2. This one, it's going to be hard for me to find one that I like better. I'm a bread person.
Uh-oh.
And
Is
this
it-
is...
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
This is the traditional Southern cornbread.
Oh.
Family recipe leans on a cast iron skillet for crispy edges and a moist, buttery inside. The key is getting the skillet scorching hot when you mix the batter, and then greasing it with vegetable oil and pouring the batter in before transferring the skillet to the oven. Eat it with barbecue, dip it in gumbo, or have a slice fresh out of the oven slathered in butter. That's all I need.
Yeah, I don't need any dipped. I don't need.
I don't
I
want
can
it
have sopped if I wanted to, but I don't.
Did you say sopped?
Sopped. I can.
Is
sop
that a word that
that's what my grandfather
use?
My grandfather always told me.
Like,
sop it up with that biscuit.
Okay, so I've heard that. Yeah, but sopped is. I've never heard it as an adjective.
Well, then I made it up.
Okay, well, no, that's fine. I just thought that
you
was
want to judge me any harder? That's fine.
No, I listen. I like to listen to learn.
No, I don't need it to be in
Soft.
anything. I just will eat it with a little bit of butter, and that's that.
That's my preferred method.
I will take cornbread over collard greens.
I would too.
But they're both phenomenal.
Phenomenal. Southern cornbread. Oh,
so
okay.
Good.
Well, the next one. I'm salivating.
I wish I could see the picture.
It's good. Southern baked macaroni and cheese.
Lock that in for me. It is hard for me to beat macaroni for me at any point.
Southern mac and cheese. The description just
is there. Can I just ask you a question about the picture?
Yes.
Is there a layer of golden brown on top?
In places on the picture there are. So it's not a total crust, but it is a spotty-fied crust. Because you don't want a hard crust.
No. But I want
just every once in a while to get a piece of that where you have to chew a little harder and separate it in your mouth. And yeah.
So I'm going to tell you right now,
it's
going to be hard for anything on this list to beat that.
Well, according to this, Will, the Southern baked macaroni and cheese is a heavy, rich, and beyond decadent, since it includes both the usual suspects of butter and shredded cheese, as well as heavy cream, half and half, and eggs. I don't think I've ever had...
I don't know if I've done the eggs.
If you're wondering why eggs, they add stability to the dish as it bakes. The recipe uses 3 cheeses, sharp cheddar, manchego, and Gruyere.
Okay.
And lots of spices like ground mustard, nutmeg, and red pepper flakes. Just make sure you don't overcook the pasta. It'll finish softening in the oven.
Yes.
Are you not watering in the mouth? Are you?
That is number one for me.
That's so good.
I don't know what on here is going to beat mac and cheese. I think we talked about this in another podcast.
Yes.
I'm a sides guy.
Yes. Well, I remember when you attacked me because I said I didn't have too many sides for our barbecue draft, and you said, "Well, that's your mistake." So
Agreed. Well, I just on Thanksgiving, for example,
we have talked about this. Okay. Your mom's not on the podcast though. Your mom makes something that you can't wait to get every year. I think.
Well, she makes a couple things that I really like.
You mentioned something every time.
But I will start. I was saying that to say I will start with my first plate. Will have turkey meat. Just turkey, or whatever we're having as the meat that year, and then my second plate, all sides, no meat.
I don't think there's a problem.
Okay, good. I'm glad we're on the same page.
What is it that your mom makes?
Sweet potatoes. Sweet potato casserole with the marshmallow on top, and that when it's done right and it's like the top of the marshmallows are crispy.
Yeah, I was gonna say a little crunch when you put the spoon in.
Come on, man.
All right, I know. We're not just look at it this way. We're only 4 or 5 months away from
count them down to Thanksgiving.
Count them down. Southern baked macaroni. That's a strong one, and I don't want to copy you, but I honestly think that's probably my strongest one for this point.
Absolutely.
Although, love cornbread.
Yep.
Number 4, ironic you mentioned sweet potatoes because here we go. Candied sweet potatoes.
The yams.
5 ingredients side. Couldn't be easier to pull off. So here we got. You got the sweet potatoes, the sugar, the butter, and a few more seasonings.
Gosh.
The water in the potatoes cook and magically transforms or evaporates into a sweet, syrupy glaze. Sweet, syrupy glaze.
Gosh. I know. I am so hungry right now.
We should have eaten lunch before we did this.
So let me ask you this.
Yes.
Well, are you finished reading the description?
Sure.
That implies that you weren't.
No, I am.
do I get to pick what kind of sweet potatoes they are? Like, are we talking about the sweet potatoes that are in that picture, or am I thinking about my mom's sweet potatoes?
You can be whatever you want. It can be whatever you want. The only thing that it's weird about these sweet potatoes in this picture, and I'll put it up, like I said, so the audience can see too. They're sliced.
Yeah. What do they call it? Yams? Candied yams?
I guess.
Yeah.
I've never had them sliced. My mom always mashes them.
So does my mom, but my grandfather, when he was still alive, when he would make them, they were sliced with the brown sugar and marshmallows.
I think I would like sliced better because the consistency of biting through the potato is...
they're very, I mean, either way is great. You're not
going
wrong. But I like the mashed just because that's what I've had for so long. But when my grandfather, like I said, was alive, that's how he made them, and they were so good as well.
Yeah, that looks charming.
I don't know which one I'm going to take over between
mashed potato or
macaroni, mac and cheese, and sweet potatoes.
I think so far I'm still going to hang with mac.
Okay.
I love sweet potatoes, and it's great for a dessert. But mac and cheese you can just eat until you can't eat.
I think I'm going to go sweet potatoes.
Okay.
I think I am. Because that combined with the stuffing when I eat it is really good.
It is good.
Okay, here we go.
Number 5, fried catfish. Fried chicken may be the first dish that comes to mind when you think about soul food, but fried fish is just as quintessential. The flaky fillets are dredged in an old school spiced cornmeal breading, just as her grandma, aka Big Mama, used to do.
Big Mama.
Big Mama. If you ever see a restaurant run by somebody they call Big Mama,
you are going to eat there.
Move to that town.
Yep.
Just stay there. And then die at 42 of heart failure.
Yeah.
But you're going to have a heck of a time.
Absolutely.
The most important tip here is to not overcrowd the oil. A packed fryer causes the oil temperature to cool, which is the recipe for soggy fish.
Ooh, we don't want that.
No. So I guess you only put a few in so you don't lower the temperature and make
nice and crispy.
Yeah, very good.
I love fried any type of fish, really.
Served with lemon wedges.
Yeah.
And all the tartar sauce.
Squeeze it right on there.
So,
are you a fish person?
I do like fried fish.
I love fried fish.
Here's the thing. Two things I don't like about fish.
Okay.
Or two things that make me hedge away from fish.
Okay.
When it's a very, very strong tasting fish, I'm less likely to enjoy it.
What is that for you?
Well, catfish can be pretty strong tasting.
All right.
I'm more of like the salmon is okay.
Absolutely.
Any kind of a white fish.
Cod.
Yeah. Any of those lighter haddock, any of those fresher fishes.
Okay.
Love it when it's fried more than anything else.
Well, yeah.
Because it's just got, everything fried is delicious. I like the crunch with fish.
Coach?
Yes.
Makes a cedar plank salmon.
You've mentioned this several times.
It is.
Does it crunch or is it just flaky and soft?
Okay. On top. And the spices that I don't know, the rub that he uses is so good.
Yeah.
I love that.
So I don't get fish much because my wife is not a seafood person at all. So we don't eat much fish at home.
Okay. We eat a lot of fish here.
When I go to a place where I know the fish is fresh.
Yeah.
I will tend to get fish. Like when we went to the Outer Banks a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
We went to a seafoody restaurant because my dad loves seafood.
When I was in Maine, it's just fish.
Yeah.
Just
when you know it came off the boat 3 hours ago.
And
that's the way it is at the Outer Banks. Like they have all the fisheries right there. So it's at most a day old.
We were in.
But probably never been frozen.
We were at one of the restaurants the first night we got to Maine. And sorry, just a quick story. And they have the canal when the boat pulls right up there and they unload right on the dock. And Coach said, can I have that lobster right there? They said, sure. And they took it to the kitchen. It's the one he got. It's crazy.
The lobster pounds are neat.
Yeah.
Because when Shannon and I went, it was a long time ago. We camped up through there. But it's like you say, they bring them right in. And then you just sit right there at a picnic table and they give you
exactly
a lobster tail and a piece of corn on the cob and a piece of bread, and it's $6. And you're eating this ridiculous, delicious thing because it's, they don't care.
I love fish, but I'm still gonna take sweet potatoes so far.
I'm still with Mac.
Okay.
I did not pre-read this list.
Okay.
Number 6, Southern baked chicken.
Okay.
If you'd rather avoid deep frying, this recipe for buttery sweet baked chicken will definitely not disappoint. Pats of butter mingle with maple syrup, onions, and spices in the oven to create a sticky sauce and crispy chicken skin. While this cook uses chicken wings, you can substitute legs or thighs. Just don't use the breast, which is sure to dry out instead of tenderize due to the longer cooking time.
Okay.
and the picture looks amazing and colorful. I've never really been a fan of sweet chicken.
Okay.
I like sweet, but I don't.
You'd rather spicy or just
tangy or
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Understood.
So, but I know teriyaki chicken can be sweet, and that can be good.
Yeah.
So
I'm still gonna stick with the sweet potatoes. I love chicken though.
I grew up having so much chicken. We even raised them when I was young because it was a cheaper meat.
Sure.
And I love chicken. It's hard for me to go off chicken.
Yeah. You're gonna stick with mac and cheese.
Okay. Thanks for telling me.
All right.
Number 7.
All right. Here we go.
Auntie Rose's. I said auntie for you.
I appreciate that.
Auntie Rose's Southern cornbread dressing. So this is sort of a variation on cornbread.
Okay.
You know that skillet cornbread recipe we just bookmarked above?
Yeah.
Well, we can use that as the base for this Southern holiday mainstay. It's a bit of a labor of love, but he uses homemade cornbread and homemade chicken stock. Also, sometimes layers of shredded chicken to the stuffing. Instead of serving it alongside turkey or chicken, the key is to design the dressing's moisture is 4 cans of soup, 2 cream of mushroom, and 2 cream of chicken. So it sounds like it's almost its own meal with chicken in it. Never tried anything like that.
I would certainly give it a go.
Cornbread and chicken.
But just listening to it, and you describe it, I think I would still prefer regular cornbread over that.
I think I would. Like, give me a piece of fried chicken and a piece of cornbread.
Yes, separately.
Agreed. Yeah, but that's interesting.
That is. I would try it for sure. I mean, I would.
And they use chicken stock to make it.
Wouldn't shy away from that.
And let's see, number 8.
Mm-hmm.
A good food and a great band. The Southern Black Eyed Peas.
Oh.
New Year's Day is incomplete in the South. No way. New Year's Day is incomplete in the South without a pot of these on the table.
Yep.
While Sephardic Jews brought the recipe to Georgia in the 18th century, the dish became a symbol of emancipation for African Americans after the Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
So you're a no for black eyed peas.
I'm out on the black eyed peas.
Pardon me. I don't think I've had black eyed peas.
Okay.
I'm looking at the picture. They don't look familiar, other than if I had them in something like a bean soup or.
Understood.
I don't know if they've ever been in anything I've eaten, but I've never.
They've
had
been
them
on my plate
themselves.
twice, and they've stayed on my plate twice.
Okay. Are you? Do they not taste like a pea?
Not to me, and I like peas.
Okay.
Regular peas. Go ahead.
There's just an old funny joke that has been around there. It's like, yeah, I'd give them a try. I haven't had a good pea in years. That's funny.
Right.
It's funny. I don't know. It comes to me. It's just these dumb one-liners. All right, number 9.
There's 9?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Sweet tea fried chicken.
Sweet tea fried chicken.
Now they sound delicious separate.
Agreed.
So don't get us wrong. Jocelyn's first standard fried chicken recipe is beyond mouthwatering, but we love this creative mashup of 2 Southern classics where the sweet tea is used as a brine.
Okay. So
they brine the chicken in sweet tea before they batter it and fry it.
I would try it.
I would too.
100% try it. I just don't know. I would love to know what that flavor is like.
Yeah, it sounds interesting. Doesn't look much different than normal fried chicken, but with that sweet tea flavoring.
I feel like that would that not be? I don't know.
Would it take away from it?
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm.
Well, tea is kind of a mild flavor, but so is chicken. Like, in other words, that's one reason why I struggle with barbecue chicken sometimes, because the barbecue can be so overpowering you don't taste the chicken. Yeah. It's like the same with fish.
Yep.
You sort of have to season it lightly because fish by itself doesn't always have this.
Right.
Whereas beef or pork has a stronger flavor, you know? I don't know. It looks good.
I would 100% try it. I don't know if I would take that over sweet potatoes.
I would spend every day going to this restaurant to try all these.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think you're going to be a no on this, and I used to be a no, but I'm not sure. Okay. This is a great movie and a great food. Fried green tomatoes.
No. Just no.
So I didn't use to. It says green tomatoes can hold their own against the deep fryer, while red tomatoes are too soft and ripe. These beauties are crunchy and savory on the outside, tart and soft on the inside. I wouldn't sit down and eat sliced fried green tomatoes, but I've had them on like a burger. Like, I forget which burger it was. It had maybe like pimento cheese. It was a Southern style burger. It had like pimento cheese and fried green tomato, and together it really works.
Okay.
But I don't know if I'd sit down and eat it by
I'll take your word for it. I'm going to say no.
Yeah. but it's not gushy like the soft red ripe tomato. So that's what I object to.
That's why I struggle
Correct.
with
Me too.
the jelly stuff.
And then the seed mixed in with the jelly.
Stop. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we're done.
And that feeling of I'm just kidding.
I will cover my ears right here on the podcast. I'm not afraid. I'm not throwing up on the podcast.
So there we go. So of those choices, I think
you're going mac and cheese.
Just because of the unique flavors and the way that they're preparing it, the fact that it's got some spice to it, and the fact that I think I'm going to stick with mac and cheese. The shredded cheese Gruyere. Manchego, I'm not sure of if I'm pronouncing it right. The sharp cheddar, I love sharp cheddar.
Okay.
Lots of spices, ground mustard, nutmeg, and red pepper flakes. That makes it very interesting.
I'd say 8 out of 10 of those I would eat that you read.
Other than black-eyed peas
and the fried green tomatoes.
Okay.
Everything else I would try and I would eat. I just don't think anything is going to beat the sweet potatoes for me. Okay. I look forward to those sweet potatoes so much every year, and I try to get people to shy away from them on Thanksgiving so I can have all the leftovers.
Yes,
all the leftovers.
Yes, I'll tell you a sweet potato story real quick before we end this segment. You mean I won't tell you real quick? My wife makes sweet potatoes too, and one of the variations she'll make, one is with marshmallows, another is with walnut. I think crushed walnuts on top and cinnamon or something. Anyway, it creates like a little crust on top, but I love that crunchiness of the walnuts. It's very pricey. I think it's walnuts.
Okay.
Anyway, she made it one time for her family, and I forget if it was that variation or the one with mushrooms. Mushrooms.
It better not be with mushrooms.
And my nephew, who was maybe 12, 13 at the time, just
housed it.
Didn't even consider that there were other family members there, and rushed through dinner. Went for it, liked it, and then just kept going back. And by the time
there was
generally more people got finished with their meal and went for the dessert part of the sides, we were all enjoying like our spoonful, of what was left. It was so from then on. My wife, she spoke up. She was upset.
I might have had to fight him,
and she was 12. You'd have won. But she, from that point on, every time we had a Thanksgiving dinner with her family, was like, all right, now I won't call him out by name, but you don't be eating all the sweet potatoes.
Take it easy.
Yeah. So he doesn't listen, so I can call him out by name. But
real quick, you ever did the I'm assuming you keep the leftovers Thanksgiving, eat them the next day, a couple days, like I do. Croissant rolls, agreed. Croissant rolls.
Okay.
Lay them out. Maybe a piece of turkey or two, and then a little bit of stuffing, and whatever else you want to throw in there. Roll them up, bake them together, and then have warm gravy and dip them in there.
Oh wow! So you're just having a Thanksgiving sandwich.
The croissant rolls are so flaky and good. It's not just like just try it.
I've never done that.
Try it.
That sounds delish. All right, I think that's it. So you're going to stick with the...
I'm going to stick with sweet potatoes.
And I'll stick with mac and cheese.
That was my 2 favorite on there.
Love that. So, all right, very good. So that is segment...
Dose.
Hopefully
you guys pick something too. Let us know in the comments what you would choose.
And
if we would try anything.
And if we missed something...
It's not our fault. It was Elizabeth's fault.
Yes, and... Will loves it when I yes it. Did you know... I didn't know this, but until I started listening to some other podcasts, yes and is a common technique when you take improv classes because you're supposed to be able to roll with whatever happens. So one of the phrases they teach you to use is yes and. I didn't know that. I just do it because I agree with you and want to add to it. But yes and, if there's a dish on there that people know about from the South or people that are Southerners.
Yeah, throw it on there.
Yeah, please put it in our comments or send us an email or something and we'll look it up and discuss it in future segments. Try it. All righty, segment 3. So there goes Ebony and Ivory. Well done with that.
That's all.
Flick picks, summer edition.
Summer
Flick picks.
Movies. Summer theme movies.
Summer here. Summer there.
Summer.
So because we are entering, we are. What's today? The date of today? Oh, you know what? Tomorrow is the summer solstice.
It is 21st.
So we should, that's why we're doing this. Yep. So we're recording, there's a little secret. We're recording on Tuesday, but
that's right.
For Friday put out of the podcast, but tomorrow's the summer solstice. So why not a summer themed edition of Flick Picks? So the first movie I have for you today, by the way, we should say this, everybody. What we do here is with Flick Picks, brief recap of the rules. We will use 5 movies. I've looked them up enough to know what their rating is and what year they came out and who stars in it and that kind of things. But I didn't. Oh, you know what? I forgot to put who stars in it, but I'll be able to look that up. But we will call out the movie title, and then we will figure out our guesses on the Rotten Tomatoes score, what score we think they got from 0 to 100. Yep. And then we'll reveal the real score, and then whoever is closest wins the game. Right. So golf score. If you happen to guess the exact score that Rotten Tomatoes critics gave it.
Does that ever happen?
It does in the version I've listened to.
That's crazy.
That's we were only one off a couple times last time.
You were, but that's pretty.
I thought you had one too. But anyway, if you ever hit it dead on, you get to subtract 5 from your overall score.
Oh, I need that.
So
gotta win.
That really helps.
I gotta win.
You always gotta win. By the way, I'm not going to tell the audience right now because I don't have it pulled up, but you're up like 12 or 13 to 6 right now as far as our game wins.
It was 5-5.
It was 5-5. You've gone on a tear.
Wow.
And I'm really not pleased about it.
I'm a second half player.
Well, you just love to win.
I do love to win.
All right.
Some of these movies you have not seen. You've seen all of them?
I have seen all of these except for one, perhaps.
Okay. Have I seen all of these?
I forget if you said that. I think there was one that you hadn't seen.
Okay.
So I don't know, but we'll see. All right. Number 1, a summer movie. This came out in 1987.
87.
Spending the summer. Oh, wait. I should tell you who it stars.
Okay.
It stars Jennifer Grey and Patrick Swayze.
Okay.
It came out in 1987.
My wife loves this movie.
And the theme is spending the summer at a Catskills resort, which is, I think, upstate New York, right?
Okay.
Ritzy resort, with her family. Frances Baby Houseman falls in love with the camp's dance instructor, Johnny Castle. Mm-hmm. And this is the 1987 movie Dirty Dancing.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
Nobody puts baby in a corner. PG-13. Dealt with some heavy-duty topics in this movie.
Okay.
With the pregnancy, I think, of the young dance girl, the partner, and how Johnny reacted and all that. And,
okay.
You know, it dealt a little bit with stratification. Like, the help was very separated from the people that lived there during the summer, went to this, like, so it had some serious things, but also had some amazing dancing, because Patrick Swayze was a trained dancer. So
let's go with a nice round figure to start.
All right. Couple zeros?
0%.
All right, we ready?
Yep.
To reveal. I'm going to pop it up on Rotten Tomatoes real quick.
Okay.
Just so I can see. There are a ton of movies with the similar titles.
I know you've already looked at them.
Yeah, that's it.
No Cheater.
That's 2017. I don't think that's the one I want. 1987. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Very interesting. Audience had it a lot higher than the critics.
Oh, no. That's not... What do you mean a lot higher? Like, is it...
18 points difference.
Oh, God, I hope I didn't.
All right. I went 82.
Okay, I went 80.
And the tomato meter says it is certified fresh at 72%.
Okay. Oh,
okay.
Not
the
bad
audience
for
had it at 90.
I figured it would be around... I thought 85 would probably be... I don't know.
So I am 10 off.
8. Not bad for either of us so far.
No. All right. Here is the second movie.
I gotta adjust in my seat here.
Second movie.
All right, hit me with it. What's wrong?
Nothing. I'm just thinking about this movie. I should probably have this somehow written in a way, or have somebody look it up for me so I don't have to Google search it. This stars Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo.
Oh, okay.
This movie came out in 1983. It's rated R. Mm-hmm. The Griswold family's cross-country drive to Wally World theme park proves too much and more arduous than they ever anticipated.
It's a funny movie.
It's a great movie.
It is a good movie.
Breaks my heart that supposedly Chevy Chase is a real jerk in real life. I've heard that a lot.
Oops.
That he's hard to work with in TV shows, but so funny in the way he does his movies. Yep. Very precursor to Jim Carrey with facial expressions.
Yeah, agreed.
Just very funny. Yep. So this is, of course, National Lampoon's Vacation from 1983. Now, you got to wonder, do the critics appreciate the dumb humor?
That's what I'm nervous about.
So without giving it a whole lot of thought,
I'm going to go...
I wrote down my number.
Oh, man.
I will tell you that I regret the number that I wrote down.
I'm going to go... I didn't write that large enough for the audience to see when I flip my board around. I'm sorry. I'm going to take... Are we flipping?
I guess. I'd like a do-over.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm kidding.
No. I'm going to take your number from last time, go 2 above mine.
All right.
Why? What?
The tomato meter has National Lampoon's Vacation, a comedy adventure, Will.
Yeah.
93%.
That's high.
That seems
I thought I was going to be over.
I
thought maybe it would be high 70s. So I went just a little bit above.
I am not even in the ballpark here.
Wow.
I am
What did you say, 93%?
93%.
So I'm 11 off.
I cannot believe that. I am 28 off. Wow. Wowzy. Woo woo. That's not good for me. That is terrible. El Terrible.
El Terrible.
Oh my goodness gracious. All right. The next movie.
That's surprising that it's 93.
That hurts me. That hurts me badly.
All right.
The next movie is a movie starring Will Smith and Bill Pullman.
Yes, sir.
And this movie came out in 1996, rated PG-13.
This was a strong. This is when Will Smith really got going as an actor.
Will, the aliens are coming.
Uh-oh.
And their goal is to invade and destroy the Earth.
Yes, it is. It was.
They're fighting superior technology, but mankind's best weapon is still the will to survive.
That's right. You see what they did there?
I see what they did there, but they didn't capitalize it, so I wonder if they meant to do that.
This was a strong performance by him.
From 1996, the movie is, of course, Independence Day.
That's a great movie.
Independence Day.
I have seen this one for sure.
Okay.
The only problem is, when was it? 96?
It was 1996.
Early on sci-fi, not early on, but when was this CGI era?
I would expect it was the beginning
of it. You know what I mean? So I don't know how.
Was it rated as a comedy as well as sci-fi?
I'm not sure. I'm a little nervous on what I want to put here.
Will Smith, Bill Pullman, Jeff Goldblum.
Mm-hmm.
Those are strong. It's 3 strong names.
All right, here we go.
But aliens, that's the thing.
I know.
Are critics going to buy the alien invasion thing? It didn't work for me last time, but I'm keeping the same score.
You went 65. I went 78.
Okay.
I thought by the actors maybe it would help.
Wrong. Independence Day.
Come on.
I need
come on.
In the pen. There we go. Independence Day. That's Resurgence. It's not that.
No, it's the first.
Let me set this down. Independence Day. 1996. Bill Pullman.
You gonna tell me the score or no?
Yes, I'm going to tell you the score. It is certified fresh.
Okay, that's good. Trending in my direction.
At 68%.
Oh, man.
68%. 75 with the audience.
All right.
75.
I wasn't too far off from the audience score. 3 off from the audience. So I was 10 off total.
3.
I'm up to 29 now. That's not great.
That's 38. I'm up to 41 now.
What do you say?
Nothing.
Okay.
Okay. In case I need to cheat. All right. The next one, Will.
Okay.
I like this movie. I haven't seen it in long enough. This is, well, it's scary, but not gory scary, and I like that.
Okay.
I mean, I guess it's a little gory scary. 4 young friends, Will, bound by a tragic accident, are reunited when they find themselves being stalked by a hook-wielding maniac.
Understood.
In their small seaside town. From 1997, rated R.
Yep. I Know What You Did.
I Know What You Did Last Summer. This had several sequels.
Yeah.
Stars Jennifer Love Hewitt, big name.
Right.
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yeah.
Another big name.
Which makes me think it was good. It was good enough to get
big names
and sequels to it. Was this at the same time as Scream?
I think they were similar. I think it came out right after.
Weren't they
Scream.
Kind of fighting with one another?
I think they were, and I think this was sort of after Scream.
Okay.
Scream I saw as more make funnable.
Okay.
You could make fun of Scream better, I feel like. But yes.
All right.
I Know What You Did Last Summer. I'm going to type it in now. I have recorded my answer.
I'm getting ready to give you mine as well.
And
nope, I changed it.
It's 2021, 1997.
All right, I've got mine locked in as well.
All right. Close. Very close. 60 and 58%.
I went 58%, yep.
The correct answer on Rotten Tomatoes, the tomato meter has this certified rotten.
Okay, so we're in a good shape. We're in good shape then.
At 45%.
Ooh. 13 off there for me. That's bad.
Yeah, 45 is bad. I kind of like the movie, but I can see critics are going to find it stupid.
Right.
A by-the-numbers slasher that arrived a decade too late. The most tedious movie will likely only hook diehard fans of the genre. That was the first critic comment.
Man.
I agree. It's very methodical. Yeah. It's very typical. Yeah. But I like the idea. When else have you had a guy in a slicker with the big oversized fisherman's hat and a hook?
Yeah, agreed.
Pretty cool. Yeah. And it makes sense because the whole premise of the movie was that they hit somebody while they were driving their car, right? And killed him and dumped his body because they didn't want to ruin their college careers and their life and all that. So I like the whole revenge part of it. All right. Well, I'm going to have to nail this last one. And I don't think I'm going to, but we'll see. So the last one, Will, is a movie that when we talked about using these, this is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Oh, you're going to have an advantage here. I have not seen this movie.
I like it a lot, but that doesn't mean I know what other people like.
Sure.
This is a movie where a rafting expert, Gail, she's a rafting expert.
Okay.
Gail takes on a pair of armed killers while navigating a spectacularly violent river.
Okay.
This stars Meryl Streep,
ooh,
Kevin Bacon,
ooh,
David Strathairn, and John C. Reilly.
Wow.
So a pretty good cast.
Great cast.
And don't forget, it was directed by Curtis Hanson. I don't know who that is. Stephanie Sawyer, Victor Galloway, Kevin Bacon, John C. Reilly.
So she's a raft expert in fighting off
I can tell you
murder. You said killers?
Yes, murders? I can tell you the basics because I am a fan of this movie. She plays a mom who is taking her son on a rafting trip. She was a former rafting guide on, I think, the Colorado River or something.
Okay. So,
and she wants to take her son on this adventure. And she meets up with Kevin Bacon and John C. Reilly, who have robbed a bank or something.
Oh, wow.
And their method of escape is to get down the river because they feel like the authorities would never think of that, to look for them there. But they realize that they underestimated how much you have to know to navigate a dangerous river.
Sure.
They find out she's a guide and they latch onto her. And at first, just are kind with her.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you help us. And she sees she's a motherly instinct. Oh, she sees they're not prepared. And so she offers to help. And then when she realizes there's something up, it's too late. She's already tied up with them.
Oh, no.
And so
that sounds good.
There you go. It's a really, I love this movie.
I'm going to have to watch that.
I'll watch
sounds
it with
good.
you.
I like Meryl Streep. All right, let's head out.
All right. So, The River Wild.
The River Wild.
Meryl Streep. I feel like Meryl Streep's going to draw a lot of points.
Agreed.
Kevin Bacon, also a big name. If I can get the top off, I'm going to write down a number.
What year was this?
This was 1994.
John C. Reilly.
Yeah.
He would have been really young, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he has lots of hair.
That's funny.
Curly hair and a big beard, bushy beard in this movie.
Good old Wreck-It. All right. I don't know what to do here.
I really hope I didn't overestimate.
I'm going to go.
See, that's where it could hurt me. I might overestimate based on my love for the movie. My wife would say, "Oh yeah."
No, I'm going a little bit higher. You've sold it to me. I'm gonna go All right. I'm locked in. Okay. I went 83.
Guess what, Will? We shouldn't have. I cannot believe this. I am aghast and appalled.
Why?
Rotten at 57%.
Oh, you sold that to me, man.
The audience had it at 51. And I love this movie. But it doesn't matter because at 57, I'm 25 off, and you're only one more off than me.
Yeah, that kills my score.
Well, I'm so sorry about that.
No, it's not your fault. I'm just
I'm at 81 total, and I know you're way lower than that.
Not way. Not way, but I guess I can put my.
You got to beat me by like
score.
30.
Here's my final ticker off. I wasn't pretty bad on my part.
Oh, I wasn't as far away as I thought.
No, that one got me. I was already in the 40s, and then tag another 26 on.
I am.
Or 23 on, I mean.
I don't understand the River Wild being that low. I think that's really
interesting, especially with that cast. I mean, I haven't seen it, so I don't know, but especially with that cast.
I'm not pleased with that. I'm going to have to, I'm going to write a strongly worded letter to Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, or Epic.
Or Epic.
Epic.
Well.
All right.
You win again.
No, tack that on for me if you could.
Sure. Yeah. It's 78-1 or something. But anyway, that's good. Very good.
I love flick picks,
and I
love trying to figure out what the movie scores.
And once again, audience, if there's any great summer blockbuster, we almost did Summer Rental.
We did,
which is one of my favorite John Candy movies. A stupid movie, but funny. But yeah, there's a lot of funny summer movies.
Yeah,
summer here,
summer there.
You know,
second time we've done that. Jared.
In West Virginia, we have summer teeth. Summer here. Some are missing.
What's wrong with you?
Okay. Class list, segment 4.
Okay.
Class list. I have a list for you.
Class list.
You have a list for me? And we're going to go through and we're going to try. So you saw this on Dig Dog.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to play this game where we give each other a topic. For instance, my topic for you is going to be the top 10 most expensive states in the United States to live in.
Okay.
Most expensive states. You are going to, one at a time, try to guess every state that's on my list.
Okay.
However, you are going to, I like the way you're playing along like you don't know the rules already. It's cute.
Okay.
You are going to guess. If you get one wrong, that's 1 strike, right? 3 strikes and you're out. So if you get 5 of these before you hit your 3rd strike, then your score is 5.
Okay.
If you get all 10, you get all 10. And then I will do your list, and whoever gets the highest number before we strike out wins.
Okay.
That simple.
That's it.
All right.
Winner,
1, 2,
chicken
3.
dinner.
That's it.
Knocked your glasses off.
Almost did. I have to straighten them.
Thank you. Okay. The right way.
All right, here we go. Will, the top 10 most expensive states to live in. And feel free to use your board to keep track if you want to, but you don't have to, like, of your guesses.
All right. Don't tell me what to do.
I didn't mean to. This is according to GoBankingRates.com.
Okay.
And the reason that just in case you want to know, there are criteria for picking. This is depending on where you live, costs for things like the food you eat, the energy you consume, the health care you require, and the transportation you use. Sometimes these are astronomical. And what they've done is they've averaged all of these annual living expenses for all 50 states using the Consumer Expenditure Survey, which is the most recent data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. So in other words, they included housing, groceries, utilities, healthcare, and transportation. And averaged. So obviously some states are higher than others in different categories. But
I'm not
average.
I'm not going to be good at this.
I feel like you'll have a pretty good guess.
We'll try.
Okay. All right. So pleased to be making your first guess.
I'm going to guess California.
California is number 3 on the list. California is number 3 on the list. They, according to this, it's no secret that it costs a lot more to buy a home in California. 94% higher than the national average to buy a house. Groceries are 12% higher.
Okay.
And the utility cost of living is 22% higher.
Okay.
So that's number 3.
Next one I'm going to take is New York.
Yes. New York is number 4.
Okay.
I wonder if I should keep track of which ones you've gotten too. So I think I'll do that.
I have.
You have them?
I have them all.
You're writing
I'm writing them down.
Okay, good. So California and New York. New York is definitely 1, and that is number 4. Housing cost is 94% higher, so same as California. Groceries are 9% higher. Utilities only 0.6% above the national average, but healthcare and transportation are 3 and 5.6 above the national average, respectively.
Okay. This I don't know where to go from. Florida, is Florida on there?
Florida is not on there.
Okay,
That is strike 1.
Strike 1. Got my first X. Let's go with.
Oh wait, did you say Florida? No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, what? Yes.
Just messing with you.
I figured that much. I'm going through the states in my head. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine. Dig your dime. The audience has plenty of time.
No, they don't. What about? I feel like this would not. I'm going to say it, but I don't know. Colorado.
Colorado. Strike 2.
All right, this is going to go quick for you.
That's why I hope I can get a win.
Right. What about Hawaii?
Hawaii, number 1.
Okay.
Hawaii is number 1, my friend. Good guess. I remember when we went to Hawaii, milk was maybe $3 a gallon here, and it was $8 a gallon in Hawaii. I think part of it is just the cost of getting goods and services there.
Yep.
Most expensive state in America to live in. 86% higher cost of living than the national average. So it costs almost twice the national average to live in Hawaii.
That's crazy.
207% above the national average for housing.
That's crazy.
So, anyway.
Okay.
It's because apparently the housing regulations have forced a shortage. They have the most burdensome housing regulations in the nation. It takes over 10 years for home builders to turn a raw piece of land into a house, and sometimes longer. 10 years. Crazy.
What about?
Don't go on a run.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm going to mess up right here. What about Maryland?
I hope so. Number 6.
Okay.
Isn't that crazy? You live in the 6th most expensive state, Will. You can always move to West Virginia with me.
Okay. What about?
What's the one cost that's less in Maryland than the national average? Healthcare. That seems weird.
It is.
Maybe because we're so close to the district? I don't know. A lot of choices. Everything else is more expensive than the national average.
Sorry, I'm trying to.
That's okay. There's no reason to be sorry. You can get this one wrong. I'll be fine.
No, I don't want to get it wrong yet.
No, I need you to. You've already gotten like 4, I think.
Yeah, you're gonna kill on yours.
I don't know. You always say that. You always talk me up. I think you're starting to build false confidence.
What about?
That's what it is. You just want me to be confident. Then I'm like, oh, answer. And then I'm wrong. And then you win. And that's when you rub.
What about Virginia?
Face. Virginia. Not on the list. Strike 3.
All right, that's 4.
So
total.
The ones you missed, Massachusetts.
I went after Maryland. I was going through the M's and I was thinking Boston and I was thinking Massachusetts.
Yeah, Massachusetts for sure. Alaska, which I thought was really odd.
I went to Alaska right away as I was going through the states, and I was like, I don't think it probably doesn't cost that much.
So it says Alaska is much more than any other state on this list. 51% above the national average. Limited competition for medical providers. High compensation for provides and higher hospital profit margins all contribute to healthcare. So healthcare is apparently very expensive in Alaska, and that's what. And groceries are 38% higher due to its geographical location. So that makes sense.
It went kind of like Hawaii.
Most food is brought in by container ships. It says.
So I skipped right over as I was going through them in
Maryland.
states.
You got Oregon was number 7.
I was thinking Oregon as I was going through, and I was like, I don't think that would be, but
number 8, Vermont.
Would not have guessed Vermont.
Not sure why. I mean, I could look it up.
When I was going up into the Northeast, I was like, no, New Hampshire, Vermont, probably not.
Number 9, this one makes sense because I've heard people that live there complain about it. Connecticut apparently has very high tax rates.
Connecticut does?
Connecticut does.
Okay.
Yeah. And because there's a lot of people, I think, that live in the city, in New York City, but come from Connecticut.
Got you.
I don't know why. And then number 10 is New Hampshire.
I would not have guessed
So
either.
New Hampshire
or
Vermont.
Vermont. I would not have guessed.
And so a lot of New England states in this list, actually.
It was dumb of me to go. Not dumb of me, but I should not have gone to the southern. I should have stayed up north.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I don't know why northern. But yeah, New England seems to be a big
interesting.
Okay, so you got 4. I got to beat 4.
You're gonna.
Let me put on my thinking cap and adjust my glasses.
You're gonna kill this. Top 10 most populated countries in the world.
Top 10 most populated countries in the world.
So
all right, let's knock out a couple.
I was going to say this should be a quick 5 off the bat.
Let's knock out China.
No. Yes, that's number 1. Are you going to write them down so I don't?
Yes, I'll write them down.
Yep, number 1, I got China. That's off the board.
China.
Right away.
China. People say I don't like China. I love China. All right, China. Sorry, it's my very poor Donald Trump impression. China. I'm going to go with Russia.
Mother Russia. Yeah, that's 9.
Wow, didn't expect it to be that low.
Well, you think about how big Russia is, and
but it's a lot of open.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm going to go with
yes.
Japan.
Japan is not in. That's number 1.
How about? I don't want to look stupid. How about?
If you're not going to. I couldn't get 5 states.
India.
Yes, India's number 2. India is number 2.
All right, so China, Russia, India.
You need one more.
How about
one more?
How about Brazil?
Brazil's on there.
What number is Brazil?
Brazil's number 6.
All right, come on, give me one more. I got 2 chances.
It's a win.
Brazil. Let me think. Countries. And it's total population, right? Not like per whatever. It's
nope.
Not
it's
density.
It's just the population in said country.
Oh goodness.
Can I tell you right away? I thought Japan would be up there as well, but I'll talk about it after. Sorry.
They're small countries, but I feel like I want to guess Korea.
Korea is not on the list.
This is getting. We don't have a tiebreaker. All right.
You got to tell you where Korea is on this list?
I thought you said it was. Oh, it's not in the top 10.
It's not in the top 10.
Oh, yeah. Where's Korea?
28.
Okay. It's a small country. So I want to go with size. So I'm thinking, well, I don't want to. I mean, I can talk out loud, but I don't think the United States is in the top 10. Maybe we are, but I don't feel like we would. Well, top 10. We are a big country. People at home are screaming of course, United States, you dummy. Brazil, I'm thinking there's no real countries in Africa that I feel like would be crazy overpopulated. India, China, Korea, all the countries in Southeast Asia are pretty small, so I don't feel like they would be, not like Vietnam or Tibet. It's right next to China. I wonder if Tibet would be. Nepal, no, it's too small. Tibet, China, Russia. All right, you know what, Will? I'm going to live or die on the United States here. I'm going U.S.
Number 3. Okay. That's the win.
All right.
Easy money.
Now, do I keep trying to see how
you
far
can,
I get?
Yeah, why not?
All right. Let's see. Now the pressure is off.
Yeah, you got the win now. It doesn't matter anymore.
Germany,
not on there.
Okay, there we go.
Top 10. China was 1. India was 2. U.S. 3. Indonesia 4.
Oh, okay.
Pakistan 5. Brazil 6. Nigeria 7.
Oh, I was wrong about Africa. Nigeria, very populated. Okay.
Bangladesh 8. 9 Russia, and 10 Mexico.
Ooh, how could I forget Mexico?
And then 11 was Japan. Japan was right outside at 11.
Japan. Okay.
Ethiopia 12.
5-4. That's a
win.
That's a V for me.
That's a win for the Dirk.
I'm sorry. Let me just bask for a minute.
Soak it in.
Because it's been weeks.
Soak it in.
It's going to my head. I'm feeling a little lightheaded right
now.
Whatever.
Good bout.
You know what? I like that game. Yes,
I do
sir.
too.
Good game. Good game. And close. 5-4.
5-4.
And that was what I got. I didn't get any more.
You want to try another one?
No.
Okay.
I want to stay here with the win.
try to get my win.
Plus, if I could tell you the time right now, we are pretty much perfect.
Oh, wow.
We're going to end up with our joke of the week.
All right. Hit me with it.
What do you think, folks? What top 10 lists would you like to see us try to guess?
Yeah, I would love to play that game again. That's a quick, easy.
It was.
I like that.
Quick and easy. Just
don't you do that.
Okay.
All right.
Joke of the week.
Uh-huh.
There was a teacher, Will, and the very first day of school, she was a little sarcastic with the kids, and she stood up and she said, "If there are any idiots in the room, will they please stand up?" Not a good way to start.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's harsh.
But after a long silence, one of the freshmen in the high school class rose to his feet and stood up.
Okay.
The teacher said with a sneer, "Now then, mister, why do you consider yourself an idiot?" Kid looked at the teacher, thought for a second. "Well, actually, I don't," said the student. I just hated to see you standing up there all by yourself.
I knew that's where I was going to go because she said she was standing in front of the classroom. That's funny.
I like that one.
Yeah,
so as teachers, we always find ourselves saying something that makes us look like fools.
100%.
Because you're talking so often.
Yep. It's bound to happen.
So these kinds of things are funny because you find yourself painted into a corner.
Yep.
You absolutely do. Well, Will, that is podcast episode number 15. 15 weeks.
That's it.
That's a long time.
That is.
But yet not long.
I mean,
no, it's long.
Okay. Just making sure we're on the same page.
And folks, we will be back next week with a fresh new episode.
Absolutely.
It's vacuum sealed.
Vacuum sealed, it is.
So each episode comes out fresh on Friday.
That's right.
Never frozen. Fresh, never frozen.
Yep.
And at Lido, we don't cut corners.
Well, you better not.
No. Square pizza.
You better not.
Anyway, thank you folks for listening.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Please leave us comments. Please see if you can find some more subscribers. Don't forget to get them to ring the bell. And we really do appreciate you listening.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
See you next week.
Bye-bye.